I got to lean in.
What's going on, everybody? It is me again. It is time to lean in, bitch. We're here for the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, the reunion part one. We have finally made it to the very, very, very end of this season, and it's time for the girls and us to wrap it up to get on out the season. We're in our all black, wearing black to accompany Garcelle because clearly she couldn't get it right. So we said we were all black too.
And Tamora and Crystal.
That poor girl got ate up. I feel so bad for her.
I'm not saying it was a funeral that happened, but there was some type of well, hello, Chase. I'm glad you.
Sorry, you guys.
Is we gonna ever have you here right on when we start, Chase?
Huh?
I said,
you heard him
right on time when we start on Wednesday Night Live.
You said we're gonna do what?
Nothing. Anyway,
let it go.
With that being said, go ahead and hit the like button and subscribe. Maybe we'll have Chase on time.
I like your haircut, Chase.
Thank you, baby.
All right, so
wait.
No, we moving on. We come back. So with this being the very first part, I want to hear everybody from the comments. Like, what did y'all think of the first part? Honestly, I thought it was cool, but there was a part where it turned up to me. So, Jamie, let me know, what did you feel about this first part of the video?
It was enjoyable. However, I hope that this part is the least interesting out of the other two, because if this is going to be the most interesting, I'm very concerned.
Okay. Jamie? I'm not Jamie, the Dane, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I agree. Normally when we watch these 3-part reunions, the first one is like the most explosive, second one is boring, third one picks up a little. So the fact that this one was just meh, with the exception of 2 parts to me, has me worried.
Okay, Chase.
Listen, baby, I know y'all didn't like it, but bitch, I loved it because I've been watching this season and I watched last season since Crystal has entered the show and I have been ready for a takedown. Bitch, let's get it started. I'm ready to party.
Not a prop.
Baby, we took Crystal down tonight, bitch. I know that's right. Yeah.
Is that your manila envelope, Rena?
But you know what? I don't think.
I'm like, baby, that was just a shaking over there.
If anything, Kyle ended up looking like a bully during that thing. Yeah, Crystal looked dumb as fuck, but Kyle looked like a bully. Because, like, Crystal was right. Like, why does it matter? Why are you harping on this? Kyle.
It definitely matters after what
Kyle,
it matters.
To you.
We're gonna get to it. We're gonna get to it. We'll talk about it. I feel like that's probably gonna be like the most talked about section, which is crazy because it's Crystal. But like I said, with that being said, hit the like button, subscribe. Shout out to everybody in the chat. It's gonna be a fun show. I see Sasuke, Nushka, Cassie, it's a Wasonia, Kyra, Taylor, DeMonte, Latasha. If you're in the chat, let us know you're here, and let's get into the actual episode. We got a lot to discuss. All right, so the reunion, obviously we saw the trailer last week. They announced it. I mean, they premiered it for People Magazine or People.com, and the trailer looks good. I think at the end of last week's episode, we said that we felt like it looks like Kathy pulls through, and I'm very interested to see what happens. Obviously, it's probably gonna be part 2, part 1, so we'll see. But at the top of this reunion, we know what the girls look like. Does anybody feel like someone else, like they look better in their looks than they did in the pictures, or we still feel the same?
Same for me.
Garcelle's dress is a sitting dress. Doesn't improve it.
Kyle, like
Kyle looks better.
From I really like the dress now, so I'll give it to Kyle.
I will say though that neck is about 30 years older than her face.
Oh, well, her hands too. Don't forget her hands are like 82. I mean, they already said it. But at the top of the show, Andy comes in and he announces that Diana, he says that she is not there because she's not feeling well, and that they will be checking on in with her later in the show. And this is a bit confusing because she actually holds a diamond. So that's how I know, not even just from her not being on, Watch What's Happening Live, not being on the after show, she's clearly not coming back next season. She is gone. For anybody that likes Diana, it looks like my shirt may have worked. Fire Diana. It looks like Diana is gone.
The power of the lean.
Right. The power of the lean. But at the top of it, they have a whole segment about the toothless and homeless. And they bring out Jamie Lee Curtis. She talks about renaming the charity. She gives them pumpkins with the housewives. I didn't think that was. I guess it was a lighter way to start the reunion. But does anybody have any comments on that part? No. Okay.
I'm so tired of this promo.
So then we get to they bring up Garcelle and all of the backlash, hate, the terrible cryptic posts that were sent to her son or about her son on social media. This actually happened right before the reunion, I believe. And so they Andy talks about Rinna speaking up because Rinna did say that it was too far. I don't know if we ever talked about that, but how do we? Did we have anything on Rinna speaking up about it being too much? Did it seem authentic? Did it seem fake? Was it performative? Anything on that?
It was performative. We discussed that when it happened.
I don't even remember, child. I don't know what she said, but what they did do that I didn't like in this moment was that instead of them kind of getting to this a little bit more, they kind of tried to show that everybody on the cast is experiencing some type of hate. And I didn't really like that because they, this was about Garcelle and her son. Like, let's just be very clear. Like, they're on a public platform. These are grown women. He's a 14-year-old child. And so I didn't feel like it was needed to show that the other women are getting some form of hate because I just did.
I agree.
Yeah.
I thought it was like, no, this is not that it was a moment for Garcelle, but it kind of watered down the segment for me. And not only did that water it down, but also Andy's little speech that he gave on behalf of Bravo.
Always missed the mark.
Right, as if this type of stuff has not been going on forever. Like, he didn't give a statement for the whole Crystal thing. Bravo did. I mean, not Crystal. I'm sorry, Jenny. So I just feel it was a bit like, okay, obviously let's do something because we don't want the black folks going crazy about, what I'm saying? I don't know.
Here's the thing, though. I still feel like he missed the mark because, number one, he shouldn't have used the word hateful comments. He should have used the word racist.
Exactly.
He missed the mark there because he didn't use the word racist.
Yep.
And number two, the reason I couldn't stand Rinna even commenting is because she's the one who included everybody else.
Yeah.
In her post. She included everybody else. And, she's not one to ever talk about cyberbullying.
Yeah. She can't be the one.
She sat there and ate her food on that one.
Yeah. Well, what it did, it shifted focus away from Garcelle, who you could obviously see sitting on the couch was extremely upset about this. She was trying to hold her shit together, and what she wanted to do was let the fuck loose over her child, and she would have every right to do that. And I just felt Andy's questionings felt very performative. They felt very what's the word? Disingenuous. He was like, "Oh no, that's crazy. How did you feel?" Rather than like, "What the fuck? Like, I'm so sorry this shit is happening to you. You are an employee of mine, and your family is going through this like that." He missed them.
Okay.
And the examples they showed of the other hate the women are getting, like Erika was like, "I hate Erika." Like, that was her comment, and I was like, that's what we're going with. Like, that's what we're comparing. Right
They
now?
tried to find something. They said, let's find some hateful comments about all damn girls. Chase?
I mean, I've said it. I don't really have much more to say at this point. Clearly, there's nobody black that works at Bravo. Let's move on.
Oh.
Okay.
Can't even disagree.
Okay. So within that same segment, Garcelle talked about how she felt, and she talks about how she felt it was somebody in the group, and that it was a plot to have her leave the show, because I think someone even said in the comments on our show that they felt like it would probably drive her out. But it looks like she has spoken out about that and saying, like, in other words, I don't think she's saying she ain't leaving, but I think she knows that, and so she's able to prepare herself mentally to where it wouldn't affect her in that way, while still being upset, because she still is upset. She says she has an investigation going on, and this is when Andy gives his little statement about Bravo. Any other thoughts on this whole segment? It does come back up at the very end, too. So,
that
any other thoughts on this?
fake ass statement?
Uh-oh.
Like, he had to read off. Like, how do you have to read a statement about condemning racism? Like, how do you have to read off a cue card saying that you think what happened is disgusting? Like, my God.
Yeah, very true. Okay. Then we talk about, which is one part I was just so dreading to talk about, which was Dorit's break-in. You notice how this situation kind of came and went, then it tried to come back, then it went again. She talks about her trauma. We're reminded of her fake acting again, especially with the whole find the phone. I forgot all about that, but it did happen. Then they talk about some of the naysayers. Obviously, Andy reads the comments and talks about people, some like me, saying that they didn't necessarily believe it. Also about it being an insurance scam. He just basically asking all these questions or whatever. And so they even asked her about why would somebody give her the chance, and also why would they leave the phone? And so she says that she's just, she feels that because she was so nice and she was so genuine when the burglars were there, that they were so nice to leave the phone for her. That's how she was able to get out of the situation. That's how she feels. She also says she would never make it up. She still has trauma to this day. And Andy, it looks like he is bored, which he always is pretty bored when Dorit speaks. And they show a flashback of her asking last season, "Are you bored?" So it was basically the same situation. But to top off this scene right here, they asked Kyle about her. I'm sorry. Kyle talks about her robbery and how the person reached out saying that they was trying to give her things back. And Erika on the side says, "Why would you give him a dime? He's a thief. He's a thief." And I said,
I had a tweet. I said, "That's
the lack of self-awareness."
A lack of self-awareness. Chase, any thoughts?
First of all, Andy Cohen, I'm gonna use my Miss Quad voice. Andy Cohen, I'm talking directly to you, okay? And I want you to hear it from my mouth to your ears. If you have yawned 2 years in a row at this bitch, what do you think the viewers have been doing? It's time to pack her up, whatever left of her house, and get her home. And you know what? At this point, I think I'm just gonna have to go ahead and stay at Erika and be a team Erika, whatever team Erika is called, because it takes the balls of an alleged burglar to do what she does. I love it.
I agree, Chase. Here's the thing: no matter what I feel about Erika, I'm going to stand the fact that she does not back down, and she does what I wish a lot of other housewives would do: don't backtrack, stand in what you say, even if it's just stand in it, embrace being the villain.
And she does. Like, it was the most random thing, the way that Kyle pivoted to make it about her. I said, "How did we get to this? How did you not tell none of your friends? He got out of jail and then called you showing the merchandise that was still stolen. If that man went to jail, wouldn't that have been confiscated? Like, wouldn't the cops have taken it? Like, but he had it at his grandma's house. His grandma's involved now. Like,
and for Kyle to always hate for Sutton to make it about her in the moment. Like, how did we get to talking about her in this? Like,
well, they got her about that too, thankfully.
Well, they did, but I'm just saying, huh?
How did we get here from point A to point X? Where we missed everything in between.
If I was I would have said, "Let me finish, Kyle."
I know she wouldn't have.
That's what I would
do that because
Deborah Cox, how we got here, baby.
That's what I would have said. I don't know.
She won't yell at her sister wife.
Exactly. Any other thoughts on this part before we get to this? Because the next part with Crystal, I broke it down into like 2 parts because there was a lot that happened. It was a whole lot that happened with the whole Crystal thing. So y'all ready to get into that?
Let's get off this topic. I don't want to talk about this break-in for a second.
They literally came at Crystal about everything she said. Crystal actually said a lot of weird, unwarranted things this season. Even up until like 2 episodes ago with the Michael Jackson thing. And they asked her ass everything about it. And I was like, damn, they is really sticking it to her ass. And so we're going to start. The very first thing they started with was her eating disorder. And they asked her, why did you share it? She says that she felt like she wanted to share it. So I'm like, okay, whatever. And then they asked Kyle about Kyle bringing up her eating disorder when she got on to Sutton about bringing up her miscarriage. Kyle was flabbergasted. She didn't have no response. She really didn't have an answer. She looked kind of stupid with them straps. I ain't gonna lie. She lost it there. She didn't really know what to say. And so they get on to Erika about her problematic words about her telling her that she can't eat chicken and to take laxatives. Erika kind of fumbled too. Erika kind of basically said that you know what? I shouldn't have said that. I shouldn't have said that. So,
well, no,
I'm
what
like,
she
whatever.
said was, I found out later. I can't say that. That was wrong to say.
Right.
I was like, so you didn't even realize it was wrong to say. Someone told you, like, girl, you should not.
And when it came to eating the chicken nuggets, she doubled down on that.
She goes, I still.
She was like, but she's not gonna eat it.
She didn't understand it at all. And then they got on to Dorit about sharing about Dorit sharing that Crystal, vomits on a daily basis. And Dorit was just confused. She was like, as if she didn't understand why Crystal would get upset.
Genuine.
Huh?
Her confusion was genuine.
Dorit was lost as hell.
The way she said, what? Was it?
No, she said she was just
she
like,
was gooped.
Huh? You mean that made you upset? So, but she did apologize, and especially when Crystal started to cry, Dorit was just lost. She just didn't know what was going on. Go ahead, Chase.
No, I'm just trying to get us to stop laughing because it's just so bad. Dorit was like, I got robbed, right? No? Okay, well, I guess I'm sorry. I don't know shit.
I literally cackled. I was like, this lady is legit lost. She is lost. That's what took me out. I couldn't.
Oh my God. So chic.
So, you gonna say Danny? No? Okay. So, then we get into the dark comment situation. Now, we talked about this for like 2 or 3 episodes. The whole dark comment came because, as they reminded us, Garcelle said that she felt like it didn't matter what Sutton had said. She was going to always say, you are that girl. And so Crystal, defending herself, says that, well, honestly, you guys don't know there were a lot more things said. She made a very dark comment. And so Crystal at the reunion tonight, 30 minutes ago, says that it wasn't a specific word, that it was the conversation, it was the aura, whatever was going on in the room, right? And everybody at this point is confused. And Renna is on the side, is just like, huh? She's like, well, don't just put it out there if you're not gonna speak on it. Mind you, in my head, I'm like, Renna, your time is coming, sweetie, because you did the same thing. Let's not forget. And so I put Crystal is dizzy as hell. I'm telling you what took me out if I passed to y'all. Was
they are getting you, sister.
Erika said, what a cop out.
Erika like she been accused of robbery that everybody she is so funny.
One thing that wasn't lost on me though is how even though even the ones that can't stand Sutton, they sure rallied against the white woman, against to defended her quickly over the Asian. Quickly.
But everybody knows that, but Crystal.
It's
the only one don't get it.
It's really crazy. So I ask y'all, we'll move on. What did y'all feel about this her whole response, how she answered it, just everything about the whole dark comment? Because honestly, it didn't matter what was said. She still felt in her head what she said was the right thing to say. She felt like she even tried to end the conversation by saying that's what it is. And then Andy was like, no, we talked about this for 3 episodes. We're gonna talk about it. And I'm just like,
you double down.
Exactly.
Look, and then he rolled the tape.
Exactly. And I'm glad he said it because I'm like, lady, we had to watch this shit for 3 episodes and you cried about it.
You was playing
like,
coy.
No, we're gonna talk about it.
Sutton really spared her because Sutton didn't say nothing.
Correct.
And Crystal's response and how she reacted to that only drove home the age gap, and that Crystal is one of those millennials who found wokeness maybe 3 to 4 years ago
on Twitter.
And learned all the buzzwords, learned all the my feelings, my story, my truth. I'm triggered, and really does not know how to get her point across without trying to throw those words out to make somebody else feel guilty about what they're doing. And these old bitches been fighting for 14 years. No, I'm not triggered. We're gonna talk through this. And I almost felt bad for her because I'm sitting there like, ma'am, your first season, You had no problem speaking specifically and tearing Sutton to shreds, and you were so eloquent. And then here we are. You're talking in circles. You're stuttering. You look like Erika at last year's reunion. Like, this is embarrassing. I need you to step it up. Like, I felt so bad for her. And they just, every single response she had, they clapped it right back.
You felt bad for her?
Kyle.
Are you shocked?
Baby, they were beating her up.
Hold on. Let me
she deserved all of it.
I do see a comment where they feel like, in the comment, that she is always over talked. They say that they don't feel like she gets to speak. I guess the panel have kind of already spoken outside of Jamie, but like, obviously you don't feel bad, do you, Chase? I mean, if you feel bad for her, let us know. I want to understand why, because personally, I'm gonna say this before I pass it to Chase. I don't feel bad for her, because when she does speak, she doesn't really get anywhere with it. You know what I'm saying? At some point, when someone is explaining themselves, you give them the floor, right? But when they keep talking that bullshit, it's like, why am I still letting you talk? And I feel like Crystal, she never really gets to the point of what she's trying to say. And she also still stands firm in how she feels at the same time. So it's like, who wants to sit there and give you the floor for that? That's me.
So I want to clarify, like, I don't feel bad, like, oh, y'all need to stop. Like, because those were the consequences of 12 months of her actions. Every single thing she said came back to bite her ass over the entire form of filming. So she deserved to have her feet held to the fire. I don't think they were unfair to her. I felt bad in the fact that just like, God damn, I'm really watching this girl get beat the fuck up. And like, you deserved it. You opened your mouth. You thought that those women were going to jump on that because you saw that they were jumping on Sutton, and you thought this was your ticket in. And they instead turned around and be like, well, what the fuck are you talking about?
There was only one thing I understood more. The whole violation thing. I understood more of her feeling the way she did about Sutton seeing her naked due to her body dysmorphia. I understood that a little bit more, but again, it still fell flat because of all these circles you're talking in. It still fell flat. I understood that more, but it was hard to feel any sympathy because of all the others.
Yeah.
I mean, I understood the violation thing then. Body dysmorphia is a very real thing. You know what I mean? And then to find out she had an eating disorder, everything ties one into another in regards to that particular situation. What, confuses me is how confusing she is. Like, when she opens her mouth, I'm just like, what the fuck are you saying? I was so happy that she was taken down tonight. I hate her. She used racism to attempt to deflect the heat off of her, and it backfired like it always should backfire. She hopefully has learned her lesson that, baby girl, you are not white. You are not one of them.
Well, I to be honest, I don't care if she learned lesson or not. I just hope she's not back next season.
I don't want her back this season.
The only lesson, she did speak to saying, like, this should all be a lesson learned. And then Andy was like,
you should stop lying. That's
the lesson learned.
The call's coming from inside the house. I think Garcelle made the best point when she said, you were happy to not say what she said when I asked you that it would have changed my relationship with Sutton. You were very happy to let me. That's when I was like, girl, that's all you should have heard. From another minority, from a black woman, you were very happy to allow that black woman to continue to be friends with somebody, knowing allegedly that woman had said something.
She knew it wasn't dark, and this is why they say she's manipulative. This is why she lost 14 friends. This is that's a little bit loaded too. But she is very manipulative. She's a liar. She's sneaky, and she's a piece of trash.
And the white Fab Four gave very much learn your place is what they.
They took.
Well, you know what? At this rate, who does she really have to her aid? I think
Garcelle and Sutton are friends
Sutton
with her.
did say, okay, we cool, whatever. And I will say a side note: Brenna and Erika were not okay with it. They were very upset. Why is this okay? Why does this
what they wanted was they didn't care about Crystal. They were mad they didn't get ammunition on Sutton. That's what they were mad about. They didn't care about Crystal making accusations. They wanted the tea so they can get Sutton. That's what they wanted.
And they said, bitch, you gave us nothing.
Well, I mean, but honestly, why is it okay? You alleged something. You wouldn't say what it was alleged. That's like bullshit. Own it or shut your mouth.
Yeah, I agree. How do y'all feel about her explanation as far as how do y'all feel about her explanation as far as the 14 friends? I mean, she tried to explain it, and I'm just gonna say this. Even before Kyle spoke, Kyle does not like the girl.
She does not like that lady.
Kyle's face was very. Every time she spoke was like, like it's
but
like
that comes from Kathy liking Crystal.
No, it comes from Teddy.
Oh, yeah,
because Teddy recommended Crystal. And Crystal got hired, and they fired Teddy. And then all of a sudden, these 14 girls fall out friends with Kathy. She's always been a lying ass bitch. You just didn't like her because she got the show and y'all didn't. And Teddy got fired. That's the true tea.
Again, Crystal's, I could understand at this point what she was trying to say. Like, hey, they turned it down. They felt some kind of way. If that was the story. But she, again,
baby,
she doesn't explain herself. She doesn't explain herself.
There are 14 friends. What happened to the other 12?
So here's the thing. Crystal was so concerned with like, this is my truth. This is what happened. And when Kyle said like, these people allege this, and I heard about this stuff before, I would have been like, well, then what did you hear? No, if you're going to bring it to here, if you're going to accuse me of something, what did you hear? But that girl knew Kyle. As Kyle looked like a bully. Kyle looked like a dog with a bone.
So what? Who gives a shit?
Only because I hate Kyle.
At this point, I think there's more than 14 Crystal victims out there.
Oh, absolutely. You please call this number if you've been a victim of Crystal. You're entitled to financial compensation.
I don't think that Kyle looked like a bully any more than they have the whole season. So, and I'm just saying, like they have been doing stuff like this all season to certain people. Crystal she's put herself in this situation to be bullied, and it's unfortunate because there are people out there like Sutton and Garcelle who honestly haven't done a whole lot. But Crystal, is he putting a foot in her mouth? I mean, let's be clear. They brought up the Michael Jackson comment, and we talked about this like 3 weeks ago, and everybody was just like, huh? Like, is she still sticking to it and saying it is problematic to listen to Michael Jackson? It is. It was like, okay, why? Like, she can't even fully explain. That's a very loaded statement. Michael Jackson is an icon to people.
Who
like,
is she?
Right? Like,
who in this world is Adrienne Malou?
That's what I was thinking.
I did want to say one thing randomly. I just want to give a shout out and thank everybody watching. We have 301 people watching right now.
Oh yes, 305 as of right now. Yeah. Shout out to everybody. This is the biggest show for Beverly Hills today. So make sure y'all hit that like button. Like, go ahead and hit the like button right now.
Paul Crystal.
Brittany Mo. I do hate Crystal. Yes, I do.
When Cortez, when you want him to hit it? Right now.
Right now.
Right now.
Right now.
Right now. No, we appreciate it, y'all. Wasting a Life is always fun. It's sad. It's coming to an end, but we're gonna make the best of these next two, of course, and tonight, because that's all we got is right now, as Rihanna said in one of her songs.
Oh wow, that's a good song.
20 years ago.
Baby,
the last time she released an album.
Fancy Bowl.
We don't need no help.
All right.
Now you're bullying Rihanna.
That's my truth. That is my truth.
Okay, man, you gonna eat those words like Crystal.
James, stay at the black.
Wait, I don't think that's appropriate. Let's just move on.
Okay. So outside of this, outside of the 14 friends and the Michael Jackson comment and everything like that, I'm just gonna say it was quite sad. Quite sad to see it. I did holler at Kyle's comeback when she said, but I didn't have anybody bring me a coat. I was like, ooh.
Crystal thought she ate it with that comparison too.
You feel
violated? I'm like,
Crystal really got upset. Her whole tone changed, and she was trying to come out that corner. But her little
Kyle just said her face was red.
Baby, Kyle
threw it right back. What does that mean with Krusty Krab when he's going like this and it's like just like
change?
She was the Krusty Krab.
It was at that point when I saw the referee doing 1, 2, 3. Kyle won.
Oh God.
Kyle was ready.
Kyle just came out and opened a can of whip ass on Crystal tonight, and I lived. I'm sorry.
And I don't like Kyle, but I was on her side at that moment.
Oh, I hate when y'all make me be on Kyle's side.
Ciao. Halloween ends come out Friday. Who going to see? I know Jamie is.
What I am. Wait, what was it? Who said that? Was it you, Chase, in the group chat? You lost. You what was it? You was fine, but you lost by a lot.
No, I don't. I think we have to get that to Antonio. Our birthday
Antonio.
I think we have to get that to him.
Poor Crystal
Do we
lost
have
by a
any
lot.
other comments on this whole Crystal thing?
I just am so glad that she got taken down. Like, I have been waiting for this to happen. I never thought the day would come. And you pray for days like this. And so for me, the reunion was a success.
And I'm kind of glad Sutton didn't speak up.
Yeah.
She's friends with Crystal. She didn't have to do anything that was going to ruin their friendship. They tore her up for her.
Listen, Sutton sat back with that ponytail, pulling them. Sat back.
That ponytail don't come right here.
That ponytail was in there. I ain't gonna lie. It was in there.
Sutton was like, if I could move my neck, I'd say something. But they're right.
Okay, let's talk about somebody else that couldn't move their neck. Speaking of not moving their neck, their lips, and their face either, they brought Miss Diana in on the television screen. And
looking like Zordon from Power Rangers.
I really couldn't understand half the shit she was saying. I'm gonna be very clear. And I'm gonna say that I could not, and especially when she was trying to make a point, I feel like if I was sitting in front of her, I would have got spit on many times because everything was just sounding like slurred spit. That's just me. But
real quick, can I just say one thing? I'm so glad Andy asked all the questions that I thought were not going to get asked to Diana. Yeah. That's all I want to say. He asked.
That's how you know the bitch out.
Well, I think that this reunion, it seems like they asking a lot of stuff. And that he may be talking about A9253 is asking this, and Keisha from Los Angeles, but it's his ass.
Cortez, I wanted to say that I enjoyed the reunion. I know a lot of people felt like it was boring, but I enjoyed it because I felt like everybody got hit.
That's true. I agree.
I like that. That's what I like.
It lets me know that hopefully the next two parts he gonna hopefully keep some momentum going, and he keeps asking them these questions because these are some really good questions he's asking, and he's asking shit like we're gonna talk about it, but with Diana, and yes, Brittany, we don't like Diana either. Trust me, it ain't just. I ain't gonna say that. I never hated Crystal, but she bugs me, and so I'm over her. But Diana, I ain't liked her in a very long goddamn time.
At all.
Just say that. So, in this segment with Diana, they talk about her and the cease and desist. Now, she said cease and assist, if you listen to her when she was speaking. And, some people around these YouTube ways know about these things. I don't. But they speak on that, and she talks about how she sent them out. They talk about, I guess it was anybody that was speaking about her being a madam. It looks like those were the targeted people. We didn't really talk about that much on this channel, so I guess that's why we clean. And she talks about defending her book. She felt like, the book was supposed to be out there, and she felt like she didn't have to defend it, but, she did. I think he asked her about, is it Epstein? What's his name? What's his name, Danny?
Epstein.
Asking about that, and she was just like, she didn't know who he was. And I was like, okay. And so then they asked her about licking her lips. And meanwhile, when they asked her this, Garcelle's face, it's like her whole demeanor. She was just like, why is this bitch on the screen? She didn't like it. And so I knew that at some point she was going to speak out. But they asked her about the Black content creator. All of us on this, well, not all of us, I can't say Jamie, but Black content creators. And so she speaks about that. Crystal comes to her defense like she did on the post. And how did y'all feel about Crystal's response and what she said and how she felt? Because honestly, I'm sorry, I don't buy it. I find
this could have been an opportunity for Crystal to maybe save herself a little. She could have said, when I had to explain to her what this was, I explained the importance, I explained a blah, 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 let her know she was fucking wrong. But instead, all she said was, oh, I realized she didn't know anything. And I'm like, that's supposed to absolve the bitch? Like, this was your opportunity to like show that you think beyond your own racial identity and you're thinking of other folks. Yeah. Like, and you failed yet again. Kyle, come on, get her again.
Crystal did what I expected her to do. I wasn't surprised. That's all I can say.
It just didn't make sense. My bad.
I'm sorry. At this point in the game, what good is a Crystal cosign? Like, who gives a shit? She's probably lying. She probably confused herself when it was coming out of her mouth. So who gives a shit? Like, anyway, moving on. Fuck off.
Oh.
I agree. I don't think
Diana made the right decision not showing up because I really feel had she been in the same room with Garcelle, this last conversation.
Yeah, I actually felt like Garcelle might reach out and touch her if she was there. So
I will say this.
Garcelle was fuming.
Garcelle is on episode 1, she lived up to my expectations. She didn't backtrack. She gave the attitude. She was very clear on how she felt. She gave me everything that I wanted so far.
Yeah.
She's giving me the energy I need.
When she yelled,
and I said,
Crystal has no credibility. That's crazy. That's what happened when you out there saying a whole bunch of bullshit. At some point, people be like, "Girl, shut up," and that's the reality situation. Everybody at this moment, even us, are like, "All right, Crystal, all right, next in line." All right, so then they talk about after this, they talk about the victims and her donating money to the victims. She tries to give this whole PSA on why it's good to give, and Andy tries to throw a curveball by saying that it was a shot at Erika. Erika was like, "No, I didn't see it as a shot." She said that basically, if they want to talk about this situation, the victims, they should probably help the victims. And I'm like, girl, that's so stupid of you to say, because that's not their problem. That's not their issue.
It's not their job.
You're the one with the earrings from the victim money. You are the one that
it ain't their husbands. It ain't nobody.
I thought that was so stupid, but hey, that's how she feels with her little ponytail up there. And then after that, Diana, they talk about Diana being accused of being the bots or whatever. And Garcelle says, "Yes, I do feel like you were behind it. You were behind it." And then she said, "You must obviously think you feel low opinion of me." And Garcelle says, "Yes, I do."
It was the way she said it. She was like, "Yeah."
She's like, "Yeah, I live." And so the story unfolds because Garcelle says that she received a threatening text because when the threat came out about if your daddy wasn't white, he would have a neck.
That was gross. I didn't see that. I never saw that until the reunion.
You didn't see that post?
I didn't see the post initially until the reunion tonight. I thought that was fucking gross.
Oh yeah,
I didn't know that got posted.
I didn't know that happened either.
Really?
I thought that was so fucking
not
gross.
The text.
That's crazy.
Wait, you talking about the post or the text?
I'm talking about the post where if it wasn't for your white daddy, you'd have a knee.
Oh yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
I didn't see that.
I didn't see the post. So basically, what happened is, I guess Diana sent a message to Garcelle to have her son remove her name from the repost of him saying this is too far. I guess because she didn't. I don't know if it was, but she says that it was an illegal threat in saying that if you don't remove my name, otherwise I'm gonna sue. Apparently, we know she's been out here suing.
Baby,
so
that's
probably what she did. But it gets really intense because we've never really seen Garcelle get upset, but she got really pissed when Kyle, who was sitting next to her, because she actually turned to Kyle, and Kyle was like, "Well, I think what she's saying is you should just." She's like, "Are you kidding me? You think I'm supposed to protect you?" And I was like,
"You bitches! You think I'm supposed to?" Did she call them bitches?
She said, "I'm supposed to protect my son."
Or did I say that in my head?
I don't know. She didn't say bitches, but I actually looked at the screen like, "Oh shit!" Do we got 15 more minutes? Because
I said Chase going to be real proud of this girl tonight.
It's sad that it had to come to that for her to give the reaction that was warranted.
But it wasn't. It didn't stop there. I'm gonna tell you what was uncomfortable to me was seeing Diana kind of say that. Well, she tried to make it about her and how her family was receiving threats. I feel like everybody at that moment was trying to again minimize what was happening to Garcelle's son. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Not only was it Andy and them earlier, not only was it production with the finding threats from everybody else, but it also was Diana and all the other people on the cast. Because even Erika, you don't have to protect me. I feel like nobody really came to Garcelle's defense in that moment and what she's trying to say. And Kyle needs to just shut the fuck up. She needs to be quiet.
Shut the fuck up.
She loves to insert herself, and I really wish that Garcelle would have just turned on the couch and said, "Shut up."
You know what, Cortez? You're right though that nobody came to Garcelle's defense, and I'm thinking back even to when Andy brought it up at the beginning of the reunion. Even Erika, she didn't say anything about the kids. She just said, "Yeah, don't threaten me. Don't talk about she still didn't."
Yeah.
Hey, so I wanted to ask you real quick, what did you think of Garcelle's performance this first part?
Okay.
I thought that everything that she did was warranted, and it proved that she is at the end of her rope with these ladies. And I'll say this: moving forward to next season, I don't think they have as much wiggle room as they've ever had with her. Like, they better keep it all the way together. It's going to be a big problem.
Especially when Andy said she's one of the best things to happen to Beverly Hills soon.
Who said that?
Andy.
She is, and I am very pleased with her performance this episode.
Does anyone here think that Sutton should have spoke up on the couch?
Yes.
What do you think she should have or could have done or said?
I think she just could have been more supportive in the moment. That's all. And whatever that looks like, then that's
we know Sutton is not the best at defending anybody. We know Sutton
always defending Sutton.
Yeah,
she should have been having Garcelle's back a little more. Garcelle was by herself. She didn't need no help, but it would have been nice to see it.
Yeah, looks like the people think that.
I wish Sutton would have been like, I think this is gross. I think this is whatever. We know she ain't the best in a fight. We also know Garcelle's the one that runs that shit anyway. But I really wish that she would have spoken.
I'm sorry, I saw TKC's comment.
Crab legs never stick up with Garcelle. Oh my God, it's not crab legs.
I never look at a snow crab the same. Thanks a lot, TKC.
I don't want no more garlic mild juicy hot anymore. I can't.
Give me something special.
Give me
the not the Sutton special. Does it come with potato or corn?
I'm gonna call it the Sutton patty.
Y'all so rude.
For those who don't know, we always talk about Sutton's little legs.
little legs. That should be like a cartoon. Little legs. Little legs.
Yeah. So basically, it looks like, I mean, most people feel that way. I'll probably do a poll afterwards to see like what does everybody feel about that. But I do wish she was supportive, because again, if it did feel like Garcelle was alone in that moment. Nobody seems to understand or even empathize with her at all. Even Erika's comment by saying, you don't have to protect me, you don't have to defend me, or something like that. I feel like she could just shut up and just not say anything. Because again, ma'am, your time is coming. Just wait. Just you wait. Yeah. And I think that's what they all should do. But nonetheless, she didn't speak up. And so to end out this actual scene, she talks about that, and she says that Andy asks her, what would you say to Diana if she was here? She says, why, and stop being obsessed with me. Diana says, you're gorgeous. And then Andy was like, that's not what she meant. And Garcelle says, just leave me alone. Leave me alone. And I was like, girl, Garcelle, you could have said nothing better than that. I would have said, girl. Well,
she did. After Diana was talking about her family being murdered, she looked at Andy and she says, I'm done talking to her. I don't want to talk to her anymore.
Yeah.
But all of her questions and stuff, she directed them at Andy. She was not directly.
She wasn't giving her attention. Yeah.
With Diana, she was like, "You're not getting anything from me. I'm talking to this man right here because I have to, because he signed my checks."
It further solidifies that Diana can try to where's she from? Bosnia and Harlem, shake her ass out of these questions, but it is what it is. And this accusation about you being allegedly racist is going to continually follow you, because you read that tweet and you read that person said to that kid that if you weren't half white, there would be a knee on your neck and leave Diana alone. And you said,
and you're focused on your name.
Your name.
Yeah.
Okay. Keep the knee on his neck, but just take my name out. Damn. God damn.
And you know what, too? I'm interested to see in how much more the reunion.
I just realized. I'm sorry.
No, I'm interested to see how much more the reunion they bring her in on video, because I feel like after Garcelle said, I'm not speaking to her no more.
That should be it.
I don't know if they're going to bring her back anymore. What else did
she had that shit with Sutton. She literally had an ongoing feud with Sutton.
Yeah, they got to address the Sutton thing. They have to.
Sutton to buck up. She's not going anywhere. I mean, she'll still be around. I think that's probably going to be, and I'm sure. I don't know if Garcelle's gonna not answer any questions regarding, because there's more between them two.
Yeah.
This little drama happened off camera. There was stuff on camera, moments they had together. Remember a lot of things happened between them two because of Sutton. And so it's interesting to see what actually happens in that moment. But yeah, it was quite crazy to watch. I felt for Garcelle. You know what I'm saying? I wish, oh Lord, Sasuke, the spam is back. Get the spam out of here, Sasuke.
Let me block this.
Tender hot. I ain't want to say
what they say, tender hot. I'm single.
That's
tender hot what?
There are people in the chat that did say that Chase and Jayne was looking quite snacking. Well, they said we all look snacking, but they said y'all specific.
No, it was one specific person.
Y'all's chest.
It's one person that said Chase looked real good, and somebody said Chase is giving 90s R&B Chase.
Yeah, they did say that.
Holla at me. I was getting my Gerald Levert on. Y'all holla at me, okay?
Not Gerald Levert.
Y'all see his name right there. Airbnb music.
Gerald the Squirt.
I will say that if Chase,
Not Gerald Squirt.
I will say this: if Chase was late because he was getting ready, it was well worth it tonight.
It was well worth
Thank you,
it.
Danny. I love you so much.
Okay.
We all look good. I do love Danny. Damn it.
No, I'm
We
not,
all
I'm
look
not
good though.
denying
But thank you guys.
his name was Dario. We called him
I like
out.
that
It was
name.
Dario.
Ooh.
That's what it was.
Never.
That's
You
what
could
it
always
was.
count on Sammy to call somebody out.
Well, Sammy want to see me get hitched.
Oh Lord, hold on one second. Quick shout out to Mrs. House. Come on, Mrs. House, with
Come
the
on, Miss
husband in the
House.
background. It says,
What
"I'm
the-
late, but I love each and every one of you so much." Crystal got what she deserved. We talked about that. Even though I felt bad. Lisa is so dizzy. Before you call out Crystal, tell us what Kathy said. Boom. That's what I said. And she said, I look forward to hearing you guys every Wednesday. Thank you, Mrs. Howe.
Thank you,
The
guys.
super chat as well. I
Can you believe this is almost over?
I know. We literally have 2 more of these to go until the next season. Whew.
Thank God, because I don't have another year to give it right now.
No, on that note,
We're taking
so
the
tired.
months of our lives.
Yeah.
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 Yes, my Wednesdays have been taken.
My God.
They are taken, like the movie. So, y'all have any final thoughts on this
Which
episode
part?
before I pass it over to the callers? Other than that, honestly, other than the Garcelle scene and Diana and the Crystal scene, it was kind of. It was a. I would give it still an 8. It was still. It had me in it. I thought it was good.
I think
The high points
eight is a
redeemed
fair score.
the low point. Yeah.
Okay, 8. I was pleasantly surprised. I felt like even in the Diana situation, Garcelle got hit a little bit too, you know what I mean, by some of the things. So I was like, okay, you know, I'm thoroughly enjoying it. I liked it.
Even when I don't like an episode, our reviews make me like it more.
Yeah.
And I'm just happy, you know, like I said earlier, this was really low, so I'm hoping they have nowhere to go but up second episode and third, because, you know, second episode is normally boring as hell. So I'm hoping
not with Kathy
that
coming.
this is an indicator that
Kathy showed up in a muumuu.
And slippers.
Oscar de la Renta.
Really quick, did y'all see the deleted scene that was making the rounds around Twitter?
Yeah.
Let's talk about
them
it.
sitting outside, and Erika says, well, let me tell you, Kyle called me after the incident and said, I'm glad y'all are seeing this side of Kathy. And Kyle shut her down and said, I told you that in confidence.
Wait,
that was supposed to be in secret. Shut her down.
Funny.
So now the thing is, Kyle set Kathy up.
And it's because wasn't Kyle the one getting on Garcelle for saying she should know what stuff should be said in private and not repeated? Whole time conversation.
And so Erika looked at her and said, well, I didn't know that, so I'm gonna keep talking about it.
And there goes our effing storyline.
There
you were
we
in
go.
on it too. You just didn't like it when it got to be the races and all the other stuff. They went too far, but you were in on it. They didn't just take it upon themselves to come after Kyle's sister. She definitely gave them marching orders.
Tango, you call in tonight. Call in, Tango. We haven't heard from you.
I know. Tango be here in the comments after show, during the show. We want to hear from some new callers. We love all of our, callers that call in. It's good to see new faces, hear new voices, just to hear new opinions too. So if you haven't called in, go ahead and call in. Dang.
But the people are asking, where's the scene? If y'all follow the lean on Twitter, I can go back and tag the video so that way you guys can follow our Twitter and see the video.
And please,
I can
when it comes to following the Twitter, you can tweet us too during the week. Tweet your opinions, all of that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I'm gonna share my Twitter.
We all live on Twitter.
Right. Very much so.
Oh, you don't live on Twitter, Chase, but within 3 seconds of me tagging you on something, you have an opinion about it.
I live in my house.
Oh. You live in a phone. I live in a phone. Like
the man, Giselle's man's in the phone.
Like Giselle's man, I live in a phone. I don't know about y'all, but I live in a
Jamie,
phone.
Chase did not need any help just now. Chase got this.
No, he don't.
All right, y'all. We got some callers in here to get on. Of course, before we let us go ahead and hit that like button. I said right now because we're almost at the end of the season. Beverly Hills is one of our biggest shows here on The Lean. We really appreciate it. So make sure you hit that like button to keep us in the algorithm to bring in new people. So tell a friend, tell another friend. We're going to be here for the next 2 Wednesdays, of course, for Beverly Hills. So subscribe, like, and our first caller is going to be Miss Lovely Lisa. What's going on, Lisa?
Hi there. Happy birthday, Antonio. Where you at, baby? I know you're not on.
I'm still in Amsterdam.
Yes. First off, yes, I'm going to say this right here. I'm so tired of going after Crystal. about that. I believe Crystal is telling the truth. I feel like she said when she got on the show, her friends them said, and Cal did explain it. Those friends used to be friends with her. They tried to get on the show and they didn't get on the show. That's why they probably mad
Okay.
at Crystal.
So
So
let
you
me
watched
ask you
this
this.
whole
I do,
season and you thought
but
they're the problem?
I have always said this about Crystal. Crystal be used the wrong kind of words. She does. Like it's a situation that happened. Like she said, it's dark. She probably didn't mean to say it was dark. It's another situation happened with it. But like I said, I'm always team Crystal. I
Well,
believe
Lisa, let me ask you a
Lisa,
question.
she said the
Lisa,
word
Lisa,
45
Lisa, let me ask you a
times.
question. So I get it, but sometimes you kind of put your foot in your mouth. When
yeah.
you say certain things, you can't come back
Yeah.
from it. And then do you not see that she still kind of stood in it and by saying it was a dark moment versus a comment, she still is kind of double down into what she was saying. You don't think that's a problem?
If there was a problem, but like I said, she used the wrong kind of word. She did.
Okay.
She used the wrong
So,
kind. She
but
used the wrong word, and she used the
so
wrong
who's clumsy with
references.
their
She
words,
used the
Sutton or
wrong reference to
Crystal?
what she was trying to get at. But I understand. But I told you, y'all already know. I told you, I believe they must your son. I believe son did say some stuff while she was talking to her, and I really do believe it. And they edited that stuff out because you remember at the time when they was filming this stuff, the stuff with Jenny and Salt Lake was going on, all this racial stuff was going on. They don't want that stuff up. They don't want to be part of the show. They don't want to. They want these girls to constantly have fun, show their rich houses and all their other bull crap out, and that's what they want to do. So I really understand it. Okay, I
I
really
appreciate,
understand it.
Lisa, that you don't
But
change your mind.
let me go. I'm gonna tell you
You
about Diana. Let me
stand in
go.
it.
I'm trying to get through. I'm trying to get through before you
Go
cut me out, baby. It's not. There's stuff between Diana and Garcelle.
Hmm.
Now understanding. I'm kind of understanding. I'm a little bit like Diana. That's a
Okay.
little bit. That's a little bit. And she said, "Take my name out of there." Cause I'm not, I don't want to be involved with this stuff, and I don't know how she said. Cause she said, all of them got death threats." So
Sorry,
I'm
Lisa.
just a
I
little
love
bit.
you. No, no, no,
Well,
no, no,
let's
no,
let
no.
let's let Lisa finish.
No.
This is her time to speak. Let her
Yeah,
finish.
let her go.
And
So
that's
go
a,
ahead,
I
Lisa.
said just a little bit on her side. I ain't say I don't because I'm trying to figure out who did what. She said they were still investigating who did it, who's behind it, and she still ain't. And God said ain't tell nobody what the investigator said. So you know what I'm saying? Who's behind? She did say I'm watching the show. She did not mention who was behind. She said she believed that Diana was the investigator didn't tell her that Diana was behind. She said she believes that Diana was behind it.
Of
That
course,
what she
take
said.
Lisa time. I just want to say this to Lisa. Lisa, I do appreciate that the whole season you have not changed your stance. You
I
have been
agree.
very consistent. I appreciate
Yeah.
that because some
You
people like to
stand in
backtrack
it.
what they say,
Yeah.
and you stick to your guns, and I respect that.
I do. I don't like Diana. Believe me, I don't like Diana. I do not like Diana. She can take her licking lips somewhere else. Okay. You know what I'm saying? But I don't like Diana, but I don't want this going and just accuse her of something that this is because sending these threats to a 14-year-old is child endangerment.
Yeah.
And
Hmm.
she can legally get charged for that. That's a felony. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want to put that on her if she did not do that. Because her
Makes sense.
investigator didn't come back and tell Garcelle that she done that. You know what I'm saying? So Garcelle said her and she said she believed that Anna did it. So, and that's how I come because I don't want to put that on Diana. You know how much I don't like her. I don't want to put that on her. That's a big charge to put it somebody.
Okay.
That means that you child endangering a child. You coming after a child. That's not cool. That's not cool, and she ought to be charged if she did do it. Okay, that's all I
Okay.
got to say. Oh yeah,
Okay.
Cortez,
Huh?
baby dog. I'm gonna
What's
tell you
up?
something, baby dog. You need to catch me on Instagram, baby dog. I'm gonna send you a message, baby. We gotta talk about Candace and Ashley. Okay.
Okay. Well, make sure you join on Monday. We can talk about Candace and Ashley.
No, no, we're gonna do this on
We're gonna do
Instagram,
it
baby
behind the
dog.
scenes.
Yeah,
Okay,
baby.
we can go to Instagram.
Yeah, baby. I'm not cool.
Okay,
I'm
we
not
gonna pull up.
cool.
She said we're gonna talk off camera. We're not gonna do it
Yeah.
for the
Let
camera.
me
All
tell
right,
you
Lisa,
something,
I'll let you
Johnson.
go, okay?
Look. Me and you both ain't got no $1,000,000 for nobody get suing us, okay?
You're right. All right, we're gonna talk
I know
about it.
that's
Let you go,
right.
okay? Thank you for
Yes.
calling.
Okay,
Okay,
bye. Love
bye-bye.
y'all. Good night.
Love you too,
Bye.
Lisa. Yes, Lisa has stood her ground. I am not mad. Hey, listen,
And you know what though?
She on the wrong
You know what
side,
is
but I
so
respect.
crazy? And it makes
she's
so
not on
much
the
sense
wrong
that the only
side. She's on
person,
her side.
the only person that understands Crystal is Lisa. So that
Hey,
adds up.
there's somebody out there for everybody. That's what they say, right?
Then we get another. Oh,
So our next caller is going to be, it may be a new caller, I'm not sure, but it says Baby Ruth. So what's going on, Baby Ruth?
Child.
Uh-oh.
These motherfuckers be messing with Garcelle. I'm hot tonight.
Uh-oh. Come on, speak on it. What you got to
This is how I feel.
Okay.
I feel like Garcelle was pissed. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Because she knows that motherfucker next to her, Kyle, is fucking with her too. And fucking Erika is fucked up. You understand?
mm-hmm.
Oh, I
You
hear
don't you know what I'm saying? You don't agree with shit that don't concern you. Why is Erika talking? Shut the fuck up until I finish with fucking Diana, okay?
Mm-hmm.
That's just what it is. You know?
Speak
And
that, baby.
I truly believe that Diana did it because a stranger will not mention you in the text.
Yeah.
She orchestrated whatever Diana started, she started it. And guess who's gonna finish it?
Garcelle.
Garcelle. And guess who's behind Garcelle? Black people. We
We
yes,
are.
honey. Yes, she got family, baby.
We are.
Yes, we all up in there. We up in there. Shit. Fuck that.
I like you. You got to call it more often, baby.
Baby
Okay.
Ruth.
I love you.
Baby Ruth.
Yes. Okay, good night.
Thank you,
That's
Rachel.
it.
Oh, good night. Thank you.
Thank you, baby.
Baby
We
Ruth.
finally met somebody that curses more than Antonio.
Cortez,
On the lane.
I don't want to get cussed out because I know it's not my thing, but we had a super chat while you were having guests on.
No, I know, I saw it. I didn't forget. But wait, come back. You wanna do it for us? Dan?
No, I told him thank you in the chat already.
No, I saw it. I started so I can come back to it. So
How much
yeah,
was it for?
it was from Tangle, who was
Chase,
supposed
please.
to call in, but they didn't call him. That's okay. Super chat will take. It says just sending love to you fly fellas. So glad I found your channel. You guys are hilarious and very thoughtful. I'll get enough curious to call in one day. Child, you got the all you gotta do is call in and you just gotta speak. Just say like she just said, child. And just
Got the
go.
coin.
Just go. But no, we appreciate the super chat and for you
Not the
watching
super
this too.
chat.
I see you all the time. Stop it. I had a little Diana going on in my mouth just now. Let me have my moment. She had hers. She on the platform. Give me a moment. But thank you, Tango. All right, next caller is going to be
Who is
Tawana. What's going on, Tawana Colbert?
Hi.
What?
Hi.
Hi. Okay, so first I want to say that this episode was a 10 out of 10.
Okay.
It was great, and I'm so happy that they brought it for the reunion because we've been disappointed in the past with their reunions. Garcelle is better than me because I probably would have backhanded Kyle
I
because
agree.
Kyle was trying it, but I don't understand how she can take up for everybody but her sister. I want to see if she's gonna have all that mouth when Kathy get on stage with her handbag.
It's gonna be a victory.
Not the handbag.
That the smartest thing Diana did all season was staying home for the reunion
baby?
because I can't imagine what would have happened if she was in the same room as Garcelle.
I agree.
She
Erika,
didn't want to face the music.
yeah, she didn't. Erika needs to just shut up, and I feel like this needs to be Erika's last season. Like at this point, she is wasting Bravo's money she doesn't really want to talk about anything that's going on with her. Well, if she does talk about it, she's not being honest.
Okay.
But this season and this first part was really good. I can't wait for the next 2 parts. And good night.
Join us next week and the week after. Call back in.
Okay.
All right, babe. Bye.
Bye.
That was Tawana calling in with this.
Was she new? I don't recognize her name in our group.
I just want to know one thing. Where is Kyra Sella?
Kyra Sella, who's that?
Kyra.
Oh, she right here. You ready for it? Let's go.
Yeah.
Kyra.
Y'all are foolish. I love everyone though, but y'all are fools.
What's going on? What you got for us tonight, Kyra?
So I feel like there was nothing until there was something. So I don't know how to score this episode, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
We know I love Lisa, but she be trying me sometimes. Let's get the facts straight. Dirty Diana was on the Instagram when all of this was happening and deleting comments where people were asking her to speak up about Jax. Meanwhile, she was in every other Bravo's bloggers' Instagram stories, watching them, talking about it. Yet she had the nerve to turn around and text Garcelle to tell her 14-year-old, who is freaking out about people sending him racist comments about his brother's addiction, which, Playboy is Playboy, but it's still very strange for a stranger to send that to a son of his mother. And you want her to tell her son, pencil out my name. And you're trying to relate that to you having murder in your family. What the hell do you think Garcelle has in her family growing up in Haiti? Garcelle has, it just amazes me how Dirty Diana is always talking about her past to excuse her behavior and what she does. The fact that she was trying to say what kind of threat it was. B, you were texting me, threatening me, talking about my son needs to take an Instagram post about your name being in something. Don't you think it's crazy that instead of saying on her Instagram stories while she was having the time of her life in Hawaii or whatever, saying, hey, everyone, I know it seems like someone's doing this in my name, but please stop. Do not do this. This is wrong. But instead, you text the mother of the child to tell the child what he did was wrong when he was afraid and trying to defend himself on social media. Do you not understand how crazy that is? Especially when she was on her Instagram deleting comments and watching other people's Insta stories.
Kyra, did she? I don't think she ever spoke up against it either.
She did not.
No. She was more concerned about herself.
And then the performance, because everyone, I see this woman because people, I feel like they don't teach us enough about our legal system and that anyone can sue anyone for anything. And I find it so interesting the way that we've seen Dirty Diana use it, because the fact that Dirty Diana, after all this happened and she never spoke out about it, and people were really zeroing in on it being her, all of a sudden now she's going to try and find the Jane Does who are doing it. But in the background, you were texting the mother, threatening her. And then it doesn't seem like to me, if I was really upset that someone was doing this in my name, I would contact the mother and say, hey, I'm really worried about Jax. Do you mind if we can collaborate and find out who's doing this and sue them together? You could have done that. But instead, you're doing your own investigation, plastering it all over the internet, while Garcelle has her own investigation that she hasn't spoken about until now. I'm pretty sure she's only doing it because Dirty Diana was on the internet talking about hers. It is, I don't know if people just don't understand how revolting that is, because a lot of people also were judging Garcelle about why she wasn't doing anything, when now we find out she was doing something, but she was being quiet about it because it was an investigation.
Yeah. And it involved her 15-year-old kid,
14 at the time.
14 at the time, we know Garcelle. She was behind the scenes doing shit. She's not taking her shit to Instagram. She's not
him. He caught so many strays. Erika telling him shut the fuck up and get the fuck out. This from that, that little boy caught a lot.
Right?
And all he did was go back and get the presents.
All he did was
the flowers.
And I feel like everyone's right. If Dirty Diana was there, I think Garcelle would have lost it, because the way in which that woman picked herself up and turned around to face Kyle when Kyle opened up that trap to explain
when she turned to Kyle, I was like, what's? I thought it's gonna have a beard or so, a Kenya and Portia.
It is not the same. But my mom's Jamaican, Caribbean people, Black Caribbean people. I'm pretty sure she was holding everything in to not start speaking her Creole. Because the way my mom would have torn up, The way I've seen my mom roll up at school, cursing people out, and they don't understand what she's saying. And this is like, and just the fact that they don't even try to say, like, I feel like also the women didn't really, the fact that they try to, as everyone says, circle it around to, we're all being harassed. No, 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 no. Individual people are going to your accounts and being nasty, which does happen. Someone paid for a bot on a particular day to go to this boy's account, and someone typed up, I want these keywords in here, and I want you to do this for however long until that boy has to go private.
And the only name mentioned is Diana's.
Right.
I think I saw Rinna and Erika as well.
Oh, I didn't see that.
I'm
Not
gonna say
from the
this.
bots.
This
They
happens
were
a
from
lot
regular
in
comments.
reality TV. Especially if you watch Drag Race, a lot of times
Yeah.
like the fans on Drag Race are very toxic, and they start to, when somebody, like, say for example, if I lip sync against Danny and Danny's the fan favorite, they're gonna send all these threats to me. And so what happens is, you know, people have this expectation that Danny would speak out, and if you don't, you are typically the problem. I'm not saying that you just must, but it would behoove you to speak out because it looks like you are a part of it and you support it. But that's just with anything. So I think in this moment, Diana should definitely spoke out. But in this moment, like you said, she wasn't acting that way. And the fact that she's more so concerned, like, you know, of course, this is a reality TV moment, you know, a show. And I feel like a lot of these housewives, they're on these shows. But outside of the show, some of them have actually okay relationships outside of the show. Mm-hmm. And this is a good moment for Diana to remove that. But clearly she has a lot of hate for Garcelle to where she let it kind of go on camera and off camera. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So, I don't know how much time I have left, but it's just like, it is true. That woman was and is upset. It gives Jenny vibes from Salt Lake City. The way in which almost every episode, it could be 2, 3, 4 days later, she was screenshotting, making some weird video with Garcelle in it, sharing a photo, subtweeting Garcelle, or directly tweeting.
I know it's a Haiti.
It was, which I need to figure out if they're going to pull up that Instagram. Are they going to pull up that Instagram? Because that one was out of this world. And even more so, this is why I can't F with Crystal Chase. Me and you we were always here. We were always here together, and everyone else has joined us because.
Hold on, that's true.
Here we go. Y'all freaking crack, huh?
I wasn't here for Miss Crystal.
Now y'all freaking crack.
Not like we're not freaking frack, but the fact that Crystal was sitting there making excuses for her, when the fact is also Dirty Diana blocked that woman and then apologized and never blocked her, so the woman couldn't even see the apology she wrote for her. Mm-hmm. So what was his life lesson? And Philly Diva also said some of her friends reached out to her in the DMs and start saying weird things to her. So Crystal, what are we doing here? And that story didn't make no sense. She is very particular with her language because my experience and what that woman actually said are two different things.
Okay.
And when she has to say my truth, that means to tell me that there is no truth.
You know, when Crystal speaks, all I think of is Jocelyn Hernandez. Oh, why is you here?
Not Jocelyn.
Hey, Team Crystal. What was it?
Oh, Billy, call in, baby.
That's all right, Billy. All right, Kyra, I gotta let you go. Okay, I got
call in, Billy. We ain't
Have
gonna
a lovely night, everyone. Listening to everyone.
Thank you, Kyra.
Bye, Kyra.
All right, Billy G.
Always enjoy Kyra coming in with her facts, child. And so, to close out the show, we're going to have, I think it's Yahima. Is that correct? Did I say it right?
Yeah, that's correct. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can. You're our final caller today. What you got for us?
So I usually watch the videos because I get too embarrassed to talk.
I feel like you've called in once before, though. No?
Yes, I did. I called before, but then after that, I was just watching the videos.
Okay.
And listening to everybody. I just want to say that the way I was screaming in Spanish. Sorry. When Diana was saying about how like the people in her country get killed and all that stuff I'm a very chill person, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But I do have to say that pissed me off because kind of taking this idea of, like people in this country, they don't suffer because this is the United States. Mm-hmm. And it's kind of like my pain is basically more important than yours. especially when you're talking to how people in this country. I'm an immigrant, and I talk to a lot of my friends, and like especially African Americans. And I was thinking, like, how can you say that? Like, just everybody suffers in their own way, and they've all been through some different issues, whatever they come from. And the fact that she's telling that to herself, I was very pissed. And mind you, I'm not even from this country, but I was very, very upset. And I was like screaming at my TV, yeah, in Spanish, you know.
Well, it's like
yeah,
two things can be true at the same time. Your family could have gone through shit in your
correct.
country, but that doesn't change the subject that we're talking about now, which is my son was racially targeted by bots over a TV show. Like two
Correct.
things can exist and both be gross. It doesn't change the importance of anything.
Exactly. You cannot also disregard somebody else's experience just because yours in your head is worse. That's all. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
and Crystal, Crystal, I'm very disappointed at her. She's just a waste of. I don't want to say. we all need to live, you know, and breathe. But the only thing with her is just like, it's just a disappointment because she could have done so much being the first Asian American woman in the show, and she just
might be the last.
Oh, Danny.
Okay.
I just well, she definitely didn't show up for anything, you know, and I don't know, it's just the kissing ass of everybody who is white in the show. It's just too much, you know. Instead of worrying about her eating disorder, I mean, you should worry about that, but she should also think about the fact how she comes across, especially when she's disregarding other people, let's say Garcelle, as another person of color in the show. That's all.
Yeah,
exactly.
I completely
Thank
agree
you
with that statement. I agree.
Thank you so much, guys, and I'm gonna
call it next year, okay?
Okay, I'm gonna get the energy so I can call again.
You're good.
No, you
Thank
get perfect energy, Yahima.
Yeah,
thank you. I love you guys.
Love
Bye.
you.
Thank you. Bye.
Okay. That was our last call today. We appreciate that too for calling in, Yahima. Again, I know names. I have a very good memory for names. So I was like, I think I've seen a couple before. So I appreciate you calling in. And if y'all didn't know, Antonio came in. You said what, Danny?
I feel like Sammy should call in.
Oh,
Sammy over there, sitting over there, laid up, listening to
my man.
Listen to Virgo's Groove,
man.
Not Virgo's Groove.
Listen to Virgo's Groove.
He's listening to Candy. Let's be honest.
First of all, Jamie, you have no taste.
Who listens to Candy?
Sammy.
He listens to
Sammy
Candy's
does.
Virgo Groove cover.
not Candy got a cover.
Oh,
Virgo's
my ears
Groove.
hurt.
Baby, that's not sound awful.
Sammy plays "Don't Think I'm Not."
It sound like a goat.
Oh, I hate that for her.
Well, I know you can't help but to be yourself.
Sammy plays "When You're Out in the Club, Don't Think I'm Not."
Yeah,
that was a bop though.
It really was.
Oh, that's a shot. Rather Candy than Howlin' Brittany. Okay, on that note, we are going to lean out. It's been a really fun show, y'all, today.
She got
really
me
good
down.
show. The episode for Beverly Hills was good. I'm sure, hopefully you guys enjoyed our commentary. Thank you to all our callers, Yahima, Kyra, Tawana,
Lisa.
Baby Ruth? Was it
Baby Ruth and Lisa?
Yeah, Lisa, Baby Ruth. Thank y'all for calling in. We really appreciate it. We're going to be here for the next 2 Wednesdays, of course. And of course, we have our other shows. Mondays, Potomac is back. Tune in. Thursdays, Salt Lake City. Tuesdays, Married to Medicine. We got some every day of the week. And of course, as I'm going to keep mentioning, LeanCon, which is actually our celebration of the 3-year anniversary for the Lean.
Wait, it's going to be called LeanCon for real?
We're going to call it LeanCon courtesy of Chase.
Chase.
Chase, I was always your backup with that name. Let it be known. That was
Chase came with, so that's what it's gonna be called. It's gonna be a week long of just giveaways, merge fun. It's gonna be really fun. We're gonna switch it up, have a good time that week with our shows, and give some fun people to do. So with that being said, like this video, there were over 336 people watching today, which is
there was 350 at one point.
It was 350. Okay,
It was
350.
350.
That's a high. That's a high for the lane in general. So amazing night, amazing commentary. Like this
Let's
video.
do 400 next week.
Right. Subscribe, and we're gonna leave on the comment from Cheryl saying your reviews are better than the show. Y'all
Tag
have a
Andy
good one.
Cohen.
Huh?
Can I just say really quick? So,
No.
do you remember at the beginning of the reunion when they're going over what the blogger said about Dorit's break-in? When he was reading comments, I really was waiting for our name to get dropped in that.
I was like, oh shit.
I was like, please don't tag the lead.
Oh man. Well, I'm glad I don't want to be no lawsuits, child. So y'all have a good night. We'll see y'all tomorrow for Salt Lake City. Good night, y'all.